Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is my second time recording this because I was yapping too much my first time. So today's topic is rep ranges when it comes to building size and building strength, or both, which I do personally. Now, the first question you must have is, Kathan, what on earth are you doing sitting on the toilet? And that is a very good question because I'm sitting on a toilet right now. And the reason is because there's a lot of family noise happening down there and I'm trying to just get away from it. So hence I'm sitting on the toilet in a bathroom that's furthest away from the pool. But anyway, let's get into it. Strength-wise, it's common knowledge, if you didn't know, that the less reps you do, the better it is for strength. But let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, once you start doing less than 3 reps, you're not really going to gain that much strength on a consistent basis from it. If you do a 1 rep max, a week or so later, when you do the same thing with a good amount of rest and you do 1 rep max again, yes, you'll be able to do a little bit more. But that's just because you've done it one time. If you do that on a consistent basis, you're going to hit a plateau because your body's systemic fatigue is just all over the place. Strength is 3 to 7 reps, but 5 reps, I promise you, if you're trying to get anything up strength-wise, any lift, bench press, squat, deadlift, I don't care what it is, or it could be something as much as a bicep curl, like it doesn't matter. Doing the 5 rep max is the best strength builder. And I say this from experience because I struggled with benching 100 a while ago and I gave up. And I just did 5 rep maxes, and then I easily hit the 100 after like a couple months break of 1 rep maxes, just doing 5 rep maxes. And so do 5 rep maxes if you're looking to build strength. For the sake of building size only, without caring about building strength, anything below as high as 30 reps will give you a good stimulus for growth. Now you're thinking, that's just way too much. But realistically, if you think about it, if you do a really hard set and you go to absolute failure without really tracking your weight too much, sometimes you do actually go to 22 reps or whatever, but you just don't think you do because you're like, oh, I went to failure. You don't say you went to 20, you don't count your reps. So you might actually find that a lot of these exercises that you do drop sets for, or you go to absolute failure for the first time on something, and it feels really good, that you actually do a lot of reps, but you just don't really realize it because you're not counting reps. You're more just thinking, okay, I'm going to go to failure. And it can take a lot of reps. I know this for squats. For me personally, I probably do like 17 reps when I go to failure on Smith machine squats. Not because I'm aiming for that, because I'm aiming for more like 12, and then I'm like, 1 more rep, and then I've got 1 more rep in the tank. So like, okay, 1 more rep, and then it just keeps piling on until I do loads. Anything under 30 really works. Once you go over 30, it's kind of just more endurance and you're not going to really build too much from it. And you're more going to get out of breath than you will get a good stimulus in the muscle. And now is for what I do personally, is the mixture between both. I'm trying to gain strength and size because I used to just gain size and didn't care about strength. And then I was way weaker than I looked, and I didn't actually like that. So right now, I'm trying to balance it out and trying to get as strong as I look. What I find works perfectly for me is 8 reps. 8 reps is just outside of the range for strength, but it's also just inside of the range for hypertrophy. And, well, what's optimal for hypertrophy? Technically, anything is hypertrophy. So I find that this 8 reps, I can progressively overload really easily because it's not that many reps. My strength gets trained a lot, but at the same time, it's enough reps to get a really good burn on the muscle rather than just lifting a heavy weight and then putting it down and feeling exhausted. So that 8 reps I found is a really good balance for probably around 70 to 75% of my exercises. The other 20-25% of stuff I do is more like the 12 to 15 rep range, to be honest, because there's a few muscles that you just want a bit more of a burn from. For an example, shoulders. You don't want to train your mid delts with like a 5 rep range. It's not going to help build your shoulders too much. And who cares how much you lateral raise anyway? It's just a flipping weak exercise. No one's going to judge you if you lift to 1 kilogram like that because it's just such a weak muscle. That's how I train. Take this advice with a piece of salt, because then again, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I do know what I'm doing to a certain degree. And now I know what you're asking. You're asking, Kathan, how can I watch another one of your really educational, insightful videos? Preferably not sitting on a toilet. Well, ladies and gentlemen, YouTube thinks you should watch this. And to be honest, I don't know what it is, but YouTube knows what it is, and YouTube knows you. So YouTube thinks you will like this, so I think you will. So just go ahead and watch this.